Have you ever seen Satan? You might think that such a thing would only exist in movies, yet I've seen one in reality. The story starts 12 years ago when I was in middle school. My best friend, Amy, I used to call her the world's kindest girl every day. But at some point, I had to take that back. One day her eyes became strange. It's hard to explain, but whenever I looked into her eyes, I felt an enormously empty feeling. I tried to find out what that feeling was, and I finally realized. It was despair. I felt despair. I did not have a clue why I was falling into this feeling, although I was just looking at her. So since then, I tried to not look her in the eyes anymore. One day, she held my hands and asked me, "Do you have any wishes? Do you want good grades? Do you want to go to a good university? Or do you want a boyfriend? You can have whatever you want." That was so out of context, so I asked her what she meant. She replied, "You can have anything you want, as long as you do what the devils want instead." For that moment, her eyes looked dark red, as if they were full of red veins. I screamed with shock, and her eyes went back to normal. Then, she held my hand and took me to the back alley. She took something out of her pocket. Inside the black bag were animal fur balls and blood. I screamed and asked what it was. Then she replied, "I sacrificed the cat's soul to a Satan. Then they granted my wish." She showed me a picture of a boy in her class, and she said, "Soon, he will be my boyfriend." I was in great shock. She also told me, "Make a deal with Satan, and you will have whatever you want." I decided to cut ties with her. It turned out that she was known as a mentally ill misfit at school. I was avoiding her for a long time, until one day she spoke to me in the corridor. "Mammon says he's going to punish you." "Mammon?" I asked. Suddenly, she went back 90 degrees and screamed in a tremendously thick and creepy voice, "I will cut your body into 1,000 pieces and scatter them all around the world so that no one will find your body, and the crows and worms will eat up all of your body. Your soul will also vanish." Suddenly, my eyes went black. A moment later, I opened my eyes to a screaming sound that would burst my eardrums out, and I felt strange. I was biting my wrist frantically, and around me, 5 girls were trying to pull my hand off. In front of me, Amy was laughing maniacally, lying prone on the floor. In shock, I loosened up my jaw that was biting on my wrist, and my friends pulled my arms away. My wrist was bleeding. If it wasn't for my friends, I might have died because of the torn blood vessel of my wrist. I could not tell the truth to my parents, as I was afraid that they would send me to a psychiatric ward. Ever since, I was so terrified that I've been avoiding Amy. I moved to a different city as I became a high school student, and luckily, I could get away from her. Nothing happened to me anymore. Time went by, and when I became a university student, I heard news about Amy by chance. When she was in high school, she went camping with her 3 best friends, and 2 of the friends bit each other's necks and died. One of them ran away and called the police. When the police arrived, Amy was talking to her friends' bodies. The survived friend testified to the police. "Amy always said that her dream is to become a first-class demon. To do that, she said that she has to kill 33 people. She also said that she should take human souls and change them into demon souls. She begged us to become her sacrifice. She told us that she would make us born as demons if we let her do it. She said that we could receive eternal pleasure as a gift. Her body was trembling as she said that. Amy is now in jail. As time went by, I became a mature adult. But whenever I think of her, I shed tears in fear. What would happen to me if I had been friends with her all along? I might have become her sacrifice.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel to get our latest exclusive videos. Plus, hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.